Okay, today I will be sharing with us on a journey I've been for some time, and it all started from my desire on how to deal with plastic waste in our environment, in our communities, because plastic waste has really posed a great danger to our environment because of the fact that it cannot be decomposed easily. Maybe you dump a plastic waste here, and maybe for the next 50, 100 years, that plastic waste will still be there, thereby affecting our communities and affecting our uh, environments in different forms. Even in our agricultural farmlands, plastics has become a major threat, because when you go to your farm, maybe somebody will go to his farm or a farm and then maybe dispose a plastic there, maybe use a chasset water, and you did not dispose it properly. In the how many years to come, those things will still be there, and they will be reducing the impact of the farmland. And maybe sometime when they are being thrown into the river and maybe lakes, and they flow into different farmlands, and it affects the system. So I begin to have this growing concern on how are we going to manage this plastic system, this plastic waste. So in the process of researching, I come across plastic pyrolysis. And what is plastic pyrolysis? Plastic pyrolysis is when you set up a system whereby there is a container which is called a reactor, and you load plastics inside that container in the absence of oxygen, and you melt it, and you melt the plastics to liquid. And then after being liquid, now the plastic will now evaporate and bringing out the original product, which is from that process we now have a dieseline, we now have a petrol, we now have a gasoline from the process. So I discovered that is an important step, whereby if someone can take on that part, can be able to manage the plastic waste in our system, since we can be able to use it to create a product that is a daily usable product. So I now started making further research, and now engaged in it and see how productive, whether I can be able to really make something out of it. So I began to go to dump yards, pack plastics, and then come to my area, and then I will now set up a small place, set up a small reactor, and then I now use it to carry out the process. And then I discovered that it works. So it has become a hope that if this thing can be enlarged, if we can be able to scale up and expand it, that means we'll be able to manage this plastic waste in our environment very properly. So I go further to test different kind of plastic, and then discover that it is working well. So I now carry out the process, and with the products that I was able to refine a petrol equivalent and a diesel equivalent. So I now use it to run a diesel generator. It runs perfectly, the test was okay. Then I now use the petrol to run a generator, and it also ran perfectly. The gen started without any issue, and we were able to use it to carry load, and it was perfect. So I am now on the move to scale up, and anything scaling up is actually really requires resources. So that is where we are now, but we are trusting that with the support from you, with the support from people around, we'll be able to raise the required capital to scale up. And then in the process, even if we cannot bring it to a final close, at least we, on a greater part in our own environment, we'll be able to, through this means, manage the issue of the ever increasing issue of plastic waste in our environments, because it's a global issue, and we are just trying to use our own little way to manage it from our own side of the world. So that is it, and we are trusting it will be a wonderful and a successful project at the end of the day. Thank you.